What's good, people? It's the Rap Roundtable here. Your boy Jarv, the Rap Snob, Diddy the Balance, the homie Mace. We just need y'all to like, share, and subscribe when you tap into the videos. We're trying to reach 5,000 subs and eventually 10K subs. And with your help, we could definitely do that. Especially people who watch the videos and don't sub. You watching, we appreciate it. But the subs help us run it up even more. For our people who are already sub, make sure you hit that bell right next to the subscribe option. Pick all. When you pick all, it allows us to feed you what you need to get from us immediately. If you don't hit all, you'll get it when YouTube decides to give it to you. But if you hit all, you get the streams, you get the community posts, you get our regular uploads, you get everything. Hit all, help us run these numbers up, 5K, 10K, build a Rap Roundtable brand. Tap in with us. Peace.
The Rap Roundtable.
What's good, people? The Rap Roundtable is back as promised. Big day for hip-hop releases. Two in particular, but the first we're going to get into is from the homie, a person who's been very polarizing at the table, Freddie Gibbs, Soul Separately. It's your boy Jarv here alongside the Rap Snob, alongside Dini the Balance. Fellas, we reacted. It's been a while since we reacted. I feel a little rusty at this reacting shit, but
it's been a minute.
It's been slow in terms of like releases, you know what I mean?
We thought the third quarter was gonna go crazy, then we just been on pause. You know what
That's
I mean?
why I guess that makes up for the heavy Friday then.
Bro, fourth quarter tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Hell yeah.
A lot of music out right now.
But this album is out. Sincere Rap Snob batting lead off here, setting the table to score these runs.
So sincere.
What's up?
Yeah, you mentioned how Freddie Gibbs is a little polarizing at this table.
Yeah.
I feel that it's time to dead that. It's time for him to not be so polarizing anymore.
Oh, we
got to put him up in the elite category after this album. It has to be done. We gotta do it. If you still friend on Freddie Gibbs right now, musically, you know, other shit aside, street shit aside, personal shit aside, but
chain snatchers aside,
bro, he continues to deliver. His last album was Alfredo. And I know Alfredo was a little, polarizing hit, but this album really ups the ante.
Okay.
Like he's leveled up on this album because he's taken all of the aesthetics that he's kind of played around with in previous albums and put them all together in one cohesive album. The first thing I love about this album, as soon as it came on, was that, this album kind of has a theme to it. You know what I mean? Like it's got that, that feeling of, and he's trying to tell you, like, this isn't just an album, this is like an experience. This is like you're staying here. This is like a resort getaway for you. And it evokes like flashbacks to like the Tribe album, Midnight Marauders, but it did that same kind of thing. You know what I mean? He's been able to mesh the boom bap aesthetic, right, that he's had with the Madlib albums and the Alchemist album, but also have these songs that have the bounce, the trappish sound, and even on those songs is like, he's meshing. I mean, not just him, the producers too, but like he's curating these beats that really mesh those two worlds together so beautifully for me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I could go on. And also one more thing, my biggest gripe about the albums he did with Madlib were that like the songs were dope, musically it was dope, but the mixing was just like, I was like, who mixed these albums? The mixing on this album, and y'all know the
sincere ear.
You guys know, and the listeners know, I am very I pay so much close attention to the mixing and mastering of an album. And when I tell you, like, I'm listening to these songs and I'm like, he leveled up. I don't know who he paid to engineer this album. I don't know who did it, but he leveled up. He was like, he must have heard the chatter out there. I didn't hear a whack song on this album. And even the single that I wasn't that big of a fan of with Moneybagg Yo, in the flow of the album, it works. You know what I mean? Like it flowed into the song and it flowed out of the song. And I was like, oh, okay, it works a lot better within the mix of the album than just as a solo for me, right?
Yeah.
I have more thoughts, but I'm gonna pass it off.
Jeannie, talk to me.
I got to back Sin, man. I was very impressed. Gibbs found the sweet spot. I always felt like when you're like a street artist, you got someone telling you make these street joints. But I felt like someone took Freddie Gibbs in the corner and said, "Yo, we know you know how to do this already, bro. Switch it up on niggas. Give them a little left hand. Get ambidextrous on niggas." And we got that, bro. As Sin said, the hotel theme was fire. The content was there, sonically pleasing, dark, smooth, edgy. You know what I'm saying? The production was heat. And the beats really work with what Freddie Gibbs brings to the table.
Right.
Sin covered a lot of my ground, man. A bar heavy street album you can vibe and bounce to. You know that's right up my alley. Job, that's up your alley too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we usually ask for. The hotel theme was fire. The call-ins, the calling for Mom Dukes, Katie, Joe Rogan, yeah, celebrity checking. And I didn't see any weaknesses on the album. I thought everything worked, bro. Like, I almost hate Sin for going first on this because everything fucking worked. Wow. Freddie Gibbs actually gave me what I've been asking for him for a long time, and I can't be mad, bro.
Wow.
I got what I've been asking for.
Wow, guys.
Yeah,
that's what we doing with this reaction.
Oh, and the features too. The features were clutch.
Oh yeah,
Zay, Anderson .Paak, Raekwon, the Chef, DJ Paul, Pusha, Face Mob. Like, everybody showed up, bro. Even the Moneybagg Yo joint, like Sin said again, which didn't hit at first, and actually Freddie smoked them on that. But in the flow of the album, this shit works, bro. I can't hold it. I like it.
So the Rap Roundtable is starting this great reaction by bloviating and celebrating.
Yo,
Freddie Gibbs,
he did right.
I feel.
Go ahead, John. Throw a damper on things.
I feel betrayed by my brother. I thought somebody would stand next to me on this reaction, but in all seriousness, this might be the album of the year.
Let's go. Let's go.
This might be the album of the year.
I'm here like I know John is not gonna shit on this, bro.
So
he can.
I mean, you never know with John. John go left.
You never know. You never know.
I tell you all the time, you should not trust me. You know. But this album right here, and you know what's funny? The world works in mysterious ways, particularly for the Rap Roundtable. We have these conversations. We talk to individual fan bases. Some of them love us. Some of them hate us. But over time, the shit that we talk about always comes full circle. I'm not gonna name that artist. We talked about him enough. But our critique of the album was, yes, he's good. Yes, the songs are good. But where is the dexterity within the sonical experience from front to back? And within 2 to 3 weeks of us having this conversation, what happens? Freddie Gibbs gives us the exact album we were talking about. And this is coming from me, who is a guy who's documented. This show is recorded. Me and Freddie Gibbs have a very shaky relationship.
Tumultuous.
I put this album on with a lot of trepidation. I'm like, shit, this is Gibbs. I don't know how this is gonna go because I don't really be rocking with him like that. But then he found, and then you made a strong point about picking the beats that job and what you do as an artist. My biggest gripe with Gibbs is that, yes, he worked with Alchemist, yes, he worked with Madlib, but I felt like who he was as a rapper and what they do as producers, I didn't like the combination. I felt like the beats he picked this album, yes, they were on the album, but some of the other beats in totality, he was able to be his best self as an artist on this album. Again, I told Sin on the text, I said, I finished the album and started it right back over, which is something I don't do if I don't like the album. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is, oh shit. Then, like, kind of like with Joey Badass with the theme, people speaking, the voices in between and all of that. I'm like, okay, it's cohesive. The beats work. All the beats don't sound the same because a lot of these younger artists today, they think that if I pick 15 beats and they all sound the same, it's cohesive. Yeah, right. Cohesive is not about just sounding alike. It's about a feel. It's about a vibe.
Repetitive and cohesive is a very thin line.
Exactly.
A lot of people
Producer
don't understand that.
He could tell you
Big
that.
fact.
To me, like, I listened to this album and it's like, all right, Alfredo and Bandana was the indie movies that got all the awards. It's the major motion picture right here.
Blockbuster.
This is a blockbuster. this out, bro. The rapping, the wit, like Gibbs knew who he was aiming for. He turned the wit up a lot with the lyrics. Freddie Gibbs is a funny guy. Sometimes being humorous, I don't really hear the humor in his bars. A lot of comedy in these bars. The punchlines, the similes, the metaphors, the entendres, all landed. The flow that I cry about a lot of times, it worked with the beat that he picked. The album flow, when it was done, I was like, oh, it's done. Scarface, impeccable at the end.
Yes.
The only feature who did not perform to me, and you didn't name him, Deanie, because he didn't do well, was Offset. Offset was the only, and thing is, that beat was a layup for Offset. But it's hard
Freddie
to rhyme.
smoked him on that too, which is tough.
It's hard to do what you do next to nice niggas. Freddie Gibbs is nice.
Listen, Pain and Strife, I was like, I heard the beat and I was like, oh, this isn't my bag, but damn, this shit bounced like a motherfucker right now, man. This shit is crazy. And I was like, oh shit, he 3 for 3 already? God damn.
Yeah. Like from the intro, I was like,
Blackest in the Room off the rip, bro.
Yeah.
The beat switch on that?
Come on.
Crazy.
Even the records that we heard as singles, bro, sound better in the full flux of the album. This shit is crazy.
Yo,
go ahead, Sam.
And then a few records later, Lobster Omelet. Shout out to Jake One. Shout out to Jake One, the producer. With Rose. The first thing I thought when Gibbs came on was like, oh, he switched the flow up. He slowed the flow up. This is gonna he's hearing the chatter.
And that's all I wanted.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
That's all I've been asking for.
You know what I mean?
He delivered.
Yeah, he made Rose try to get a little more dexterous with the pocket work, because Rose usually leaned in a little pocket. He stayed there. Rose was trying to go blow for blow with Gibbs. Space Rabbit though.
Listen, I was about to say, another thing I'm a sucker for is when there's no real cutoff from one song to another. It leads in perfectly.
Smooths over.
And so how those drums stayed on and went straight into Space Rabbit, I was like, oh shit, this is a new song.
Yeah.
There was no cut. It was nothing. It just went straight in.
Pure.
Beautiful. The attention to detail on this album, bro, it's crazy to me.
And that's what we talk about here. Attention to detail. Having a theme. Being a vibe, but not selling the fuck out. These are all the things we talk about. I'm listening to this joint because I heard it on the train first on the way to work, and I'm like, this Gibbs? Wait.
Freddie knew the assignment, man.
It was around when CIA came. I'm like, Gibbs don't give me this. Even old Gibbs, Jeezy era Gibbs, in between Madlib Gibbs. He never gave us this album before.
This is different.
I'm looking at the track list. I'm going from Lobster Omelet into Space Rabbit into Feel No Pain. And Rabbit Vision. Those are some of the more musically rich songs, right in the middle.
The joint like Paul.
That was the
joint with DJ Paul. PYS.
That is a vibe, man,
bro. That was when the album started hitting gas.
Grandma Stove. Introspection, man.
The Introspection was another added bonus that we don't normally get from. I mean, every now and then he throws lines in there, but it won't. I feel like it won't usually be a full song of introspection and regrets and stuff. Shit like that. The fact that he gave us Grandma's House, was it Grandma's House or Grandma's Stove?
Grandma's Stove. With Music the Soul Child.
Yeah. The fact that he gave us that, I'm so happy about that. It is Grandma's Stuff. You're right.
Bro, it's we in the past we've spoken about when albums hit that particular point where it's this is something else, and that pocket y'all just described is exactly where the album began to turn. All right, this is not usual Gibbs fare. He knew he had something. I noticed that the Benny noise started to disappear, so maybe people was like, yo, you don't need that because this album right here. It's gonna speak for itself. You don't need a conjured up rap beef that was 3 months old to promote your album. Even the joint with Moneybag, I heard it within the flow of the album to y'all 2.0, and I'm like, yeah, this hits. This is not a single I would pick, but in the body of the album,
it works.
And then another thing I want to point out, because sequencing can make or break an album, and we talked about this
Pusha T looking at you
extensively with the Pusha T album. It's Almost Dry. The way this album is sequenced from beginning to end, and it's not a short album either.
It's 46
songs?
joints. Yeah.
I can't like. I feel like I'm gassing. I feel like I'm bloviating, but like, I'm so impressed. It's it's definitely up there, album of the year contender.
Mm-hmm.
Bro,
Gotta be in the conversation.
this album, we jokingly talk about Magic, even it being an album of the year, even though it dropped in 2021, and no one has, to me, reached that pantheon and say, all right, this is better. I think Gibbs is the closest one. Like, Kendrick dropped, and we could joke about Kendrick, whatever. Kendrick, to me, the point that I had when I came into this reaction was, there's been a sweet spot us as a podcast has been looking for albums, as far as like you got like what Kendrick tried to do with the abstract. We saw what Pusha tried to hit that target with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and land right in the middle. JID to me went in a different direction while trying to land in the middle. These albums are all good albums, but they didn't hit that sweet spot of giving you everything and it lands. Yeah. Gibbs did that.
Yes, sir.
He did everything and he landed. He stuck the landing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And in this space right now where so many rappers who are wild nice, getting the light, getting the shine, it's a matter of who's making the best music. Everybody who's pulling up to this reaction right here, y'all try to curse us out and tell us we don't know what we're talking about. Go reflect back to this reaction to understand exactly what we're looking for from rap albums in 2022. We can't keep grading rap albums on a 1996 scale. It's 2022, bro. The sounds have changed so many different times that like you can't do that. You have to grade it on what modern rap is. And to me, this is the best representation of modern rap. I'm putting it on gas, but it's like for me to listen to Gibbs and be this impressed to play it back, I'm gonna get off this reaction and play it again. It's like, yo, this is what Pusha T was trying to do, and he failed. To me, this album shows how much Pusha T failed in trying to give him this album.
Fail is a strong word, bro.
Failed by way of
the
mark he was trying to reach. Not the album. Right. The album's dope, but he was trying to give us this album, and he did it.
Right.
Close but no cigar.
Right.
That's crazy. Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah, it just goes back to what I said at the beginning. We got
big rabbit.
We got to stop fronting on Gibbs. We got to stop being like going back and forth, like, but maybe not. No, man. No.
Judas was right.
Gibbs.
he's one of two. He's one of two because his other stock pick is doing real bad right now.
Down bad.
Yeah.
Facts.
He's down bad right now, yo. I mean, we're gonna circle back this album and fully rate it because to me, on a reaction, rating the album is stupid. Like, because we gotta sit with it. Certain songs gotta love. I think maybe around 57, we could probably properly put a number next to this album. You know what I mean? Yeah. But fellas, we're gonna stop here because we gotta gear up to react to another album that dropped today. So people stay in tune, look out for that. We're giving you, as promised, back-to-back reactions. Rome Streets coming up next. Dini, take us home, bro.
Yo, you got your boy right there, Jav, the point guard. You got your guy Sincere, the rap snob. I am Dini, the balance of the force, and with our powers combined, we are the Rap Roundtable. Shout out to Macito.